Tribal Generation is a movement that God has raised in our days. It has a burning desire to fulfill the accomplishment of the main commission of Jesus Christ. Tribal Generation is a movement that has spread throughout the land. The desire of our hearts is to fulfill what Christ called us to do. Make a disciple of all nations, all people, fulfill the great commission of Jesus Christ. We are trying to make our generation understand that they are responsible for disorder within our generation and leave a kind of legacy for the future generations. We want to see our generation transformed, and the only way for this, we believe, that's leading the healer and transformer gospel of Jesus Christ to them.
The movement Tribal Generation has formed teams with leaders in several Latin American countries as Mexico, Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Chile, and Brazil.
Well, Tribal Generation is a movement that stimulates new churches planting for new generation, which means within the historical context we live in a globalized world that becomes more urban than ever. You want to see churches being established in the neighborhoods, towns, villages, in places nearby and more distant from all around the world. Places where the living gospel can be known, and the people who met this gospel may have their lives healed, transformed by the love of God. And above all, take direction as the Word of God, the Holy Bible, which is the fundamental point for us. So we do not negotiate what the Bible set as principle, as values, but above all, also presenting these principles and values within the context of each one. Make everything to everyone, so somehow we can save some of them. The idea is church being planted, having the vision and focus to be relevant within the culture and style of all kinds of people and nations. Actually, urban tribes are a reality that has spread around the world. We as a church have to understand that this harvest has to be active. I also want to talk about what we are not as Tribal Generation, because sometimes people don't understand very well what Tribal Generation is and are think a lot of things that's not the real Tribal Generation movement. First of all, we are not a denominational movement. There are no churches, Tribal Generation being planted. The truth is that we are a network of friendship or a network of friends working in many countries, mainly in Latin America, looking to achieve our generation. We are not a denomination. We are not an organization that wants to have control over the partners or the forms. We do not want to impose a kind or one kind of methodology or one vision. Actually, Tribal Generation is a large mosaic. It's an expression to show a little bit about who God is in our time. It's a place of freedom where we can be all that God has called us to be.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
The goals of the Tribal Generation meetings are promoting forum and roundtables discussion, stimulating the church planting, training leaders planters of churches, promoting access and exchange between leaders that work together with the same tribes around the world.
Though my mind could think I still was a madman, I hear the voices when I'm dreaming. I can hear them say.
We are convinced that Tribal Generation was born in the heart of God, which aims to bring so many different people this multi-expression of God. As a movement, we have prepared tools to help people in their own ministry in order to fulfill the Great Commission of Jesus Christ. For this reason, we have our prayer movement base, because prayer precedes everything that God did in the history. So we have our 24/7 rooms named Chain Reaction. This is spread across the continent, asking God to send more workers for the harvest. We also have our Church Planter School, not with the purpose to be a very strong academic teaching, but it has a focus in ecclesiological training, which provide tools for the planters who are already in the field. There are 4 ways to attend the class. Live classes in Uberlândia, by internet, a live tool, that in the way that you can interact with the teacher, or by DVD and video podcast. All these classes are translated in English and Spanish. We also have the website, Tribal Generation website, where ideas, values, and expression can be shared. And it is a great place to introduce a ministry building partnership, to know more about what God is doing around the world. Then Tribal Generation is a movement that needs to be followed. To learn more, just visit our website. People can know how to be part of this movement. I'm sure that is a place, a great place, to know more about what is Tribal Generation. Just check tribalgeneration.org, and I'm sure that we can be a partner to fulfill the Great Commission of Jesus Christ in our generation.